There is a scandal, a payout scandal going on in Long Beach. Long Beach has been slammed by superstorms, budgetary woes, and now most recently, due to recent media events and acknowledgments in the media, there's a payout scandal that's taking place. And it's not limited to one person. It involves both the city and county controller and the chief of staff to the town of Hempstead. And I'm calling on both of those public-funded employees to resign in wake of the fact that these payout scandals happened to them under their watch, and as far as I'm concerned, with knowledge of what is taking place. It has been reported, most recently this past Sunday, about a payout controversy involving Jack Schneerman, the county controller. This past Saturday, on August 17th, Newsday reported that the Nassau County Controller, Jack Schneerman, was paid monies to which he was not entitled to as part of his severance payments as the City of Long Beach former employee. And that's not the first time Newsday's made that report. On an August 17th article, it restated from a previous article where Schneerman received full pay for his unused sick days, even though the city code and his employment contract limited the payment to 30% of his accumulated sick days. This is the same person as the county controller who's in charge of administering Nassau County's own payroll, auditing claims and for payments, and assuring accuracy and appropriateness. As a result, Newsday reported that he was overpaid $53,000 of taxpayers' money. Now, Jim Lockaruba, well, he's hit basically the double Christmas of taxpayer payouts. He not only received one, he received two taxpayer payouts. He is currently the chief of staff to the town of Hempstead Supervisor Laura Gillen, and he was at the center of the controversy in Long Beach. According to a Long Beach Herald story published this past June in 2018, Jim Lockaruba seemingly hit the jackpot, as it was quoted, not once but twice. In a span of 13 months, the published report indicated that Mr. Lockaruba received a total of $86,000 in payments calculated through his unused sick and vacation time. And according to the Herald, which reported from obtaining Freedom of Information requests, Jim Lockaruba received a $65,000 payout in September of 2016 when he resigned from his full-time position as Public Works Commissioner. He was supposed to have been returning in a part-time employee, but then somehow things changed. And not 13 months later, it suddenly appeared he was a full-time employee and received yet another payout 13 months later, that of $21,000.
We still have not received any type of information from anyone to say whether or not these payouts were legitimate or not. They are questionable, and we keep asking and asking. And I thank, though, the DA, Madeline Singas, for investigating, finally going in and doing an investigation as to whether or not there's any criminality with this. But aside from that, we know for a fact that they were overpaid when we look at some of the information that we received on the timesheets. And as for Jim Lockaruba, there is proof. We have copies of his pay stubs that clearly indicate that he was a temporary worker for 11 months of the 13 months that he worked in this job. He does not accrue. When you are temporary, you do not accrue vacation, you do not accrue personal, you do not accrue any type of days. And for him, for 2 months working full time to get paid over $20,000, I think that is a crime.
Government should not be the personal piggy bank for our government employees and officials. And that is what is taking place here. To think there is one payout and then 13 months later you get 10 thousands in doubles, over $20,000 in additional payout. People in the private sector, no wonder they hate government. No wonder they have no faith in government, because this stuff stinks. And you know what? The town supervisor loves to talk about ethics and holding the high horse. Well, you know what? This is wrong. He shouldn't be on the town payroll, the taxpayer-funded payroll, after these two incredibly questionable payouts that, the DA is looking at. And I'm asking also for Jack Schneerman to do the right thing. You've gotten questionable payouts. It's been widely reported. You're supposed to be the chief financial officer of Nassau County. And you know what? How can people have faith in you as the chief financial officer when they're questioning your payouts as well?